Good morning from the Dirty 30. Welcome to the worst, best, craziest morning show there is.
Off the rails.
Hey, we already went off the rails before we got on this morning.
Yes, we did.
I guess it was good I got that out before this thing came on.
That's what you told me. Good morning, Chef Adam.
What's happening?
What's happening, man?
What's up, Mark Shark?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Johnny Sims, Billy Jean, Wendy Williamson, and Hot Rod. Good morning. Fuquay, Earl Crook, Wayner, Kimberly Williams, one of the girls of 87. Good morning, Kim. Chief. Good morning, Steve Stanton, Brent Edwards, classmate, and
up,
family
cuz?
member, cousin.
That's right.
Oh, cuz. What's up, Brent? Let's see here. Sherry Weaver, OG. What's up, Sherry?
D-Tom.
D-Tom's in. Good morning. And
Chef Adams in.
see
Kinda.
Chef Adams. Chef Adams in real in person.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm up early anyway.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I don't. I'm probably not gonna say what it says on, but I like the hat.
Oh, it's a brewery in Asheville.
I know. I love it.
And Maria.
Wicked. Is that? Oh, I
Weed,
see what it
yeah.
says. I thought it says Wicked Wheat. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a one of them. Was it a micro?
Microbrew up
yeah.
there. She was up there on vacation and saw it and said she had to get it for me. So,
Well, I'll tell you what. That's a good looking hat. I like it.
She buys me hats and stuff, and she went to Japan and she brought me back some sake shot glasses and some different things, and so I always get pretty cool presents.
No joke. No
like
joke. That's and that is one. I mean, I'll
take a
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Listen, I got a big old fat basketball head, so I have to wear hats made to fit my big old head, and they don't make
I got a
hats to fit big heads. I mean, they do, but you have to run up on them.
It's lucky you don't get just to find one off the shelf that usually fits worth a darn.
No, but here's
because all my Cubs hats are fitted.
I was gonna say, because here's the good thing. The good thing about these kind of hats is they get the snaps on the back of them.
That's right. Old school.
Old school. Trucker hats.
Because you know what? The little cloth it's not the same. You can let that little thing out and it lets the back out, but it doesn't hold it tight or something. It's just like loose on your head.
Do they sell beer by the gallon jug?
This is not Shorter, Alabama.
Oh, good morning, Miss
bet they do.
McKenzie. That's DJ's fourth grade teacher.
Hey, I keep saying I hate I missed out on her.
Listen, I didn't get to miss out on Miss McKenzie because I graduated with Mandy.
Well, she had to put up with me because we lived about a block and a half.
Well, she had to put up with me because I was classmate.
So we were always over there, and Ricky Watson and his family lived right across the street from him, So I was over there at Ricky's, and then, of course, Dabo and I'm on the corner, So
Dabo.
And then Donald Lee on the next
Yeah,
corner.
I was going to say, y'all had a
oh, my God.
Y'all had a crew over there.
It was bad.
So,
and then the other direction, I lived a block from Papa Jack, so we were always over there, Scambia Avenue, on the tennis court, or in the pool or something. Most of the time they didn't know it, but.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, was that invited or was that uninvited or was it
we
just?
went over there a couple times invited, so I thought the invitation was
open.
extended.
Yeah, it's an open invitation.
After you've been there, they know you.
Yeah,
hey.
Right. I mean, listen, I've tried that at Disney World. It didn't work.
No.
I thought that I'd been there once and paid for it.
I thought I had this band.
I walked up there and did it.
We had definitely. We went last year.
Hey,
first time we was all right before Hot Shot gets too old and doesn't care.
Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a place that is more of a money grab than that place? I don't know how. I'm being honest. I do not know how average Americans can. I mean, and I say average. I mean, worldwide. There's people come there worldwide, but I don't know how an average person can afford going down there as much. I know people go every year. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know because man, I can tell you what it cost me when I went.
Oh yeah, and we went. We stayed on site. We stayed at the Polynesian.
We stayed at the Contemporary. Yeah, one that the monorail runs through.
The Grand.
The Grand Floridian. Yes.
Yeah. I would stay there, and they were building another one.
That's right.
We were there, and I was like, "Well, this one was probably nice."
Morning, boss man.
A few years ago,
D-Tom got it right. Disney is a money vacuum.
Oh, and believe me, I will give this because I like Star Wars. We went through all the Star Wars.
Now, see, I have not got to see it, and I understand they're shutting it down.
Which is crazy because it was like some of the best,
and
most fun.
And they spent, I want to say they spent, what, $1 billion on
easily.
All that?
And there's more Star Wars stuff coming out, so it's not like it's going to like
But
go
I wonder
away.
If it's because of how much it cost to like stay number one in that place.
I'm going to tell you what because it's herky jerky. Because like you're in the the run and you're in the Millennium Falcon and it's going up and down. It's shaking you probably side to side. I promise you, they got sued a couple times. Somebody got hurt or something.
But like the hotel that's part of it, you can only stay for like, is it 1 or 2 nights? And because it's like an immersive type thing. You think you're in space kind of thing. But from what I've read, it is stupid expensive. So, I mean, this day and age, people, I don't know how much more disposable income people have to just throw on something like that.
I have zero.
Well, I can tell you right now, when I went to Walmart the other day, this is no joke, man. I went to Walmart the other day. I bought some stuff. The buggy wasn't even full. I mean, not even close to being full.
No.
It was $675. And I'm not saying that's a Walmart problem or fault. I'm saying it's that way everywhere. The stuff's just high.
I took my mom grocery shopping now. Mom's 74, eats like a bird, and what she got was $335.
God, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, and she's like, Mom, you didn't even hardly get nothing. Now that'll last her, 2 weeks, maybe 3 on some of it, but it's just like, what happened? You can't walk in Walmart without spending $100.
No. And I will tell you something. You won't convince me that all these Dollar Generals that keep popping up everywhere, you won't convince me that they're on to something, because I just believe that a lot of people would much rather run in a place that they can run in, grab, and run out.
Oh, yeah.
Versus going in a place.
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get all your steps in a day by going in Walmart.
That's a fact.
Sherry, your sister-in-law must live in Florida, because when I lived in Florida, you could buy a $99 ticket for the year.
That's right. And that was every park.
Every park.
Yeah.
You go to
Morning,
Universal,
Johnny Pate.
So if you live in Florida and you buy the year pass, the annual pass, whatever, you're good.
Yeah, if you're a resident, you get all kind of deals.
But you come across that state line,
it's like out-of-state tuition, isn't it? It's like they hitting you for that because
no lube.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man, they tear you up for sure.
And we bought of course, we bought a lightsaber. Any guesses on what color the lightsaber is?
Good morning, there, Timmy Wiggins. Any guesses what color? You bought the Darth Vader one.
Yeah, absolutely right. It's red. It's the Sith.
I knew it. Sharon says she lives in Georgia. Look, I know people love that place and they love to go. I'm just telling you this. I don't know how they have any money to do anything else the rest of the year.
I don't either.
That place is expensive.
Does your sister have any kids?
Yeah.
Or she's just going by herself? You might could.
That's right. Carol said, but you can't get a tank of gas to get there for $99.
Mm-mm.
I mean, it costs you more than that to get down there. That's a fact.
You know, the another place that $99, but it was $99 per time, was over in St. Augustine. You could go over to the Slammer and Squire golf course. And that's one I always play. I think there's one called the Bear, and there's a couple of other ones, for each different golfer. But it was $285, and if you were a Florida resident, it was $99.
For the year?
No,
or per round?
Yeah, per round. So it saved you, a third, 2/3,
Yeah.
So every now and then you save up enough money, and and I was able to get, me and Maxwell went and paid Kevin. We went over there and played, and of course, in 15 years of playing with Kevin, that I never once beat him.
Playing with Kevin
Maxwell.
Oh, listen.
But and I wasn't a bad golfer at the time. I was shooting
not at all,
low 80s.
Yeah, but
I shot 76.
But Maxwell,
I shot 76, and he shot 72.
But I was
so mad.
But Maxwell was pretty. He was a pretty decent golfer now.
He's got that tall height.
Yeah.
I hit a 3-wood. He's hitting a 2-iron.
Listen, I watched Gucci tell him one day that he was going to go out there and smoke him, and I think 7 or 8 holes into it, little brother was up like 6 strokes.
Easily.
So, yeah, he is for sure. Good morning, Miss Gail. Sherry said her kid is grown. So, hey, that makes a difference.
And I
for
think
sure.
that, those people, some people just have that extra when you like saying, I'm take you today. And all of a sudden they're like, no, you're not. And, it's just like a Tiger Woods, back in the day, that guy said, Tiger ain't swinging too good this week. I'm going to take care of him tomorrow. One of those world match plays. And and he beat him like 10.
Yeah. Listen, the one thing I kind of equate the old school Tiger Woods to the way if you wanted a guaranteed butt whipping from the University of Alabama, start trash talking them.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that, find Gino Torretta and ask him.
Poor Gino.
I mean, it ruined that. All that trash talking Miami ruined his NFL career.
It did.
Well, and the fact that he didn't get up off his back, maybe he spent 90% of that game on his back.
Yeah, that's Alabama's.
Good morning, Ronnie Mack.
That year was unbelievable.
Yeah, well, listen, they had a defense that could have played defense in the NFL with anybody. I mean, they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
So. What's going on at the camp?
You don't hear us talk too much good stuff.
No, not at all. But I mean, you got to call it what it is.
That's right.
I mean, it is what it is, So, what's going on at the camp?
Oh, it's summertime. Kind of slows down around there, but we've got a bunch of parties on the weekend, I guess, to make up for it. And I was telling Mark, next weekend we got Weyerhaeuser. Got to set up the tent. Got 200 people. Got to outside grilling hamburgers and hot dogs.
At the camp?
No, we got to go up to Weyerhaeuser.
Ah.
Actually, we do it at the Evergreen Municipal Park.
Okay.
Go set up over there, and so you have to spend one day setting up the tent.
Yep.
And the next day prepping, getting everything ready.
Yep.
And then
what's that, about 3 or 4 day process?
It is. And then the day you do the party, and then the next day we got to go down and break the tent down.
Yeah. So you got a week of it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long week.
Yeah. Oof.
But that's
a big old tent too.
It's 30 by 60.
Yeah, that's a good size tent.
You can put 160 people under it, I would say, and that's leaving a little bit of room for a dance.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of folks, but that's good. This time of year, I mean, it's a blessing.
Absolutely.
To be able to get.
Is this the first time that they've done something like this with you guys, or y'all?
It's been, I think, they didn't do it during the COVID years.
Right.
But we had done it 2 years before pre-COVID, and this is the second time after. So, like I said, and I've never seen the ground harder up there at that park where they want us to set that tent up.
It's hard.
I've seen it go through asphalt easier
than that ground.
I mean, the first time I hit it, went boom, and the thing jumped off the ground. Holly did laugh. Can we pour some water on it or something? I think it'll loosen this up.
Good morning, Susie Bush.
It worked us.
It just sounds like that's a job.
It is. Luckily, there's just like this little house, little cottage like thing right there. So, and we were able to plug our fans in.
Oh,
and get some air moving, or else I think we probably would have died. Because there was a couple of times I had to sit down just because I was dizzy.
But that's
Heat
when
will get you.
That's when you do it. That's time to sit down at that point.
Yeah.
That's when letting you know it's time to call it a break, isn't it?
Absolutely. I ain't afraid to take a break.
Well, let's see here. Today is 7-Eleven. I wonder if 7-Eleven has like Slurpee days or something today.
I don't know.
Where's the closest 7-Eleven to us? I can't tell you where one's at.
Mostly up north, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't see them much around here.
I think every 7-Eleven down here turned into a Tom Thumb.
I think that's right. Yep. But I think you're right.
I think those are just up north. I don't know.
Like
I say, I like the crabs thing. Listen, we should
the crab what?
It's a little crab. There's a little roasting bones.
Yeah.
7-Eleven.
Yeah. I was reading this. I'm not sure, and maybe some of you guys, Android users, can help me understand what this is about. I know Apple, they claim, has been working on one. What's this deal with this smart ring? This Samsung Galaxy Ring. That's what it's called. I'm confused on what a ring. It says that the Galaxy Ring will cost $400 and track users' health data like sleep, heart rate, skin temp. Galaxy is the first smart ring from one of the world's blah, 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 blah. Samsung's ring could position company better compete. But we are okay. I just don't. I mean, like, what's the purpose? I mean, a smartwatch does that, does it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it takes blood pressure and everything.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know. Does a smartwatch take blood pressure?
Yeah.
I don't know. I hate watches, so I don't wear one.
No, I'm just saying I don't understand. Like, I could get the glasses they were doing. Yeah. I could see that just because, especially like if you were in a situation where you didn't need to pull a phone out or something or whatever. I get that, but I don't understand the ring.
I guess it's kind of like to me, it's almost like a Fitbit. You just wear it as a ring rather than a bracelet.
Right. Maybe that's what it is.
And maybe it's just let people.
And now listen, I'm gonna tell you, I'm one of these. I don't like to sleep with a watch on. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe
just slip it on a finger and good to go, and rather than having to wear it because I can't because I'm always changing gloves. I'm always stuff like that. So watch plus if you're doing that, it gets dirty. So I hardly ever wear a watch. Even though I've wanted to get one of the smart watches, but because it'd be a lot easier instead of digging, taking my glove off and digging in my pocket to get my phone, to be able to, at least look and see what it is.
Here's another thing I ran up on that I thought was quite different. This is probably the most American thing you'll hear today.
Yeah.
People in a handful of small towns can now buy gun ammunition from vending machines in grocery stores. No joke. They're owned and operated by American Rounds, a 1-year-old Dallas-based company. People 21 and up can tap to buy shotgun, rifle, and handgun rounds 24/7 like they're using a McDonald's order kiosk, except the whole exchange takes 2 minutes or less.
So you would put your ID in there so it verifies your age?
Yes. And tap it. Your card, your credit card, boom. It says that
you probably only have to tap the thing because it probably
got it. Yeah.
It tells it everything about
you. It's got it. Yeah.
Beep. Oh.
The company said it is received 200 plus store requests since announcing they were doing this. And
just the ammo?
Just ammo. But right now, only 6 are up and running. So there's one at a Fresh Value Grocery in Alabama. That's the closest one to us. I don't know where that would be. But there's 4 locations in Oklahoma and 1 in Texas right next to a middle school. That's what it says. So,
I think there'd be some sort of regulation about that.
But I mean, here's the thing: it's ammunition. I don't know if ammunition is regulated like guns or not.
I would think not.
But anyway, I just thought that was crazy. I mean,
that is crazy.
Remember the days of you could walk up and buy cigarettes like that?
Yeah.
I mean, when you tell, like I've told my daughter that, and she just looks at me like I'm nuts because younger people can't imagine that. They can't imagine being able to walk up and buy a can of Skoal.
I can show you the one where it used to be over there in the corner at Pizza Hut. They're right beside the video machine.
Right beside it.
Let's see. Let me put some of these quarters. I'm supposed to be playing Pac-Man in the
give me a pack of
machine.
Camels.
Yeah. Pall Mall Unfiltered.
Yeah.
Choke you out. Yeah, that would drive the liberals crazy. I'd have to agree with that.
What's that?
Earl Crook said having ammo vending machines, they'd fall off.
Yeah. Hold on here.
The hospital have one too. I'm talking about a cigarette machine, Wendy said.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, a cigarette. Yeah, the hospital had one?
The hospital had one, she said.
Wow. Didn't know that. Yeah, Wendy said her watch does all. Good morning, Ace. Earl Crook said, drive hospital. So no ammunition is regulated like firearms, no FFL to sell ammo. That's what Timmy Wiggins said. So, I it's crazy that they can do that, but think about it. There for about 2 or 3 years, ammo got scarce.
Yeah.
I mean, it did.
Some of it's still scarce.
Some of it's still scarce. I remember walking in to several outdoor stores trying to find, this has been 2 years ago, trying to find 30-06 ammunition. It was nowhere to be found.
Try to find you some 7mm 08.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I guess they consider it maybe a sniper round, but
Hot Rod says Germany still has the cigarette machines. That's crazy. I mean,
that's freedom there.
Yeah,
that's freedom.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
America.
I've told the story, but I remember walking into a gas station when I was 8, 9 years old buying a can of Skoal. I mean, back then.
No, I didn't care.
Listen, how many times did you see kids run in a store and pick up a 6-pack for their parents or something? I mean,
my mom's too lazy to come in and get these cigarettes. She's right out there. And, they'd look out the window and go, oh, hey. Yeah, let's give it here.
Yeah, they didn't care. 44 caliber is really scarce and expensive. Yep, I can.
That's probably like $3 a shell to fire that thing.
That's a big old shell. I mean, that's a big old round.
Oh, it is.
44 Magnum. I mean, that's a.
I mean, I don't care. Even Dirty Harry, back in the day, I think they made him use that just to increase the sales of them because there's too many sitting around.
Well, it did it.
And it did. I mean, everybody wanted an 8-inch, barrel, 44 Magnum.
Shares. I used to send Shane in to buy my cigs on the way to school. Let's see. Internet says God. AI matches face of person at machine to face on ID submitted to machine. Well, you called it. You just said it.
Yeah.
Listen, DJ will never buy ammo from a machine like that, knowing that he would have to do that. He'd never buy it, knowing that it's going to have a picture and match him.
Oh yeah.
He
wouldn't be down.
He's out on all that. Now, it was so crazy. If it had Elon Musk wrote on top of it, he'd be a purveyor for sure.
Well, if he'll give me some money, I'll help him sell it.
Well, you heard DJ talk about how he wanted to make sure and get on that mini because he wanted to be on that list. But I don't think he got on it because of a debit card issue. Somebody had got hold of his debit card, local. I mean, like, you know how it happens.
Oh, yeah. I've had, I can't tell you how many times I've had to cancel mine, and I don't even hardly do any shopping or anything online. So how the hell they get it?
I don't know. Listen, this day and age, no joke, you can go on the dark web, and if you want to buy, I mean, it's illegal. I'm just telling that up front. I'm not condoning this. I'm saying, but if you want to go on the dark web and buy 100,000 credit card numbers, you can.
That's just, that's just like I saw where they had some sort of breach at, we had 1.5 billion, users that, some of their information got, stolen or whatever. And you're like, luckily, that's why I keep my credit score as low as possible. That way they usually won't steal mine.
I'm only laughing because I swear to you, I had a guy tell me one day after I was in the car business, I had a guy tell me when I pulled his credit, he said, well, listen, he said, I keep my credit score so low that if my stuff gets stolen, they can't hurt me. I said, well, let me tell you something. With this Beacon score, which happened to be at that time one of the lower ones I'd seen, which was 385, I said, with this Beacon score, you ain't ever got to worry about nobody stealing your stuff.
Yeah, no, you're good.
You're good.
You are good.
You are real good. So, let's see here. We're going to watch the Blues this weekend. I used to go every year and watch that at the beach because that was just but we went on a boat. We didn't go in a vehicle, and it is something to see. If you haven't seen it at the beach, you need to go see it because it is something to see.
I lived in Orange Beach, and you could go out on the beach and literally, crazy enough, it's only 30 minutes. Not even 30 minutes going down the beach. And whenever they would go by and turn around, they were literally, you see them turn around at Orange Beach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it was like,
well, think about it. When they, when they go, when that one comes from behind you, that thing has went back over there basically to NAS.
Yeah.
I mean, because that thing comes over that beach. Now, I'll tell you, one year, me and Jessica were down, and we were sitting on the, this was on like a Thursday, doing a practice out at the beach, and we were sitting at Hooters on the outside deck out there, and she had her back to the sneak one, and she had never seen them. And I saw it come. I knew what was coming, Well, this guy, the pilot, was a new pilot and didn't mean to, but just as he got over the beach, he broke the sound barrier.
It's supersonic.
And listen, it sounded like the whole boardwalk at the beach had blown up. I mean, people went to diving under chairs. I mean, listen, it was crazy, man. And when I tell you, it scared. I saw it coming, but when that boom went off, it scared everybody to death. It was crazy. Let's see. Carol says the ammunition vending fresh value market is in Pell City. I may have to drive up there when I'm up towards Coleman next time. Yeah, right. I may have to drive through there just to see it. I may video me walking up there buying some. I wonder if they let me do that.
I mean, at what point, I don't know, do you figure, like, man, I meant to go by the ammo shop today. I wish there was somewhere, I could get ammo at 9:00 at night. That's a good question. I mean, what brought on? I mean, people create things when there's a need, So where in there, kudos to those people who designed it and came up with it, because it's got to be secure. Because who wouldn't just like unplug it and
Oh, without question. Or do them like they do those ATMs, wrap a chain around it, jerk it out the front door, and go with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's got to be like a safe, like if you cut this and try to get it open, then rods fall down on the floor and you ain't moving that thing anywhere.
Good morning, Megan. Sure, take your press pass. There you go. Let's see. Earl says ordered Starlink yesterday. Going to be able to stream movies. Yep. I'll tell you what, man.
Oh yeah.
Starlink has it has changed the game when it comes to internet, and I'm speaking from a mobile standpoint.
But all people out in the boonies.
Oh man.
I went from Viasat that you couldn't even run the TV, YouTube TV would sit there and just spin.
Yep.
I would hook up my phone's hotspot.
Yep.
To my phone because it was faster than Viasat, and I was paying $200 a month.
Wow.
$2 a month
for something not to work.
So,
wow.
Soon as I was able to get on that list and get a Starlink,
it changed, it didn't.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah, definitely worth. I mean, people ask me,
and it's half the price and works 1,000 times better.
Yeah, I mean, people ask me, about that upfront cost. I'm like, listen, that upfront cost is because you don't have to send it back. I mean, and the great thing about Starlink is, let's just say that you were going to be in a situation where you weren't going to be home. You didn't need it for a month or two. You can turn it off and turn it on. It's no subscription.
Yep.
It's monthly. Turn it off, turn it on when you want to.
There you go.
So, I mean, I know a lot of people like RVers and things like that. They'll do that. They'll have ones that they'll have mobile and they'll take with them because, look, you can't beat that. You don't need a satellite anymore. Those old tailgaters that were never worked anyway.
Can you imagine just blazing hot speed when you're out there at Jordan-Hare, just able to do whatever you want?
Well, what's funny is me and DJ and I think Mark DeShart, we all had that conversation about going up and doing a big game day thing like that because now we can do it.
Yeah.
We ain't got no internet problems anymore.
I mean, that's just crazy.
It's crazy, ain't it? And I don't care where you are. You can be in the boonies. Let me tell you something. My hunting camp, there is no cell service. None. Okay? I mean, zero.
There you go.
Your phone don't even show SOS.
Useless.
Yeah, it doesn't even show SOS. There's just no service, okay? And I promise you, that Starlink works wide open.
That's right. You got to love it. It blows. I agree with you.
Yeah. I agree. Earl
and it
says
was better than
HughesNet?
HughesNet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. They should be just sued or something and shut down.
Earl says $565.71 up front, $120 a month.
See, it went down. It was $5.99 plus tax, and now it's looks like $4.99 plus tax.
Listen, it's just like anything else. I mean, he's going. And one thing I tell you that I like about Starlink, that thing is constantly updating itself. Constantly.
Yep.
And so, that's another thing. He said a long time ago that you wouldn't have to keep buying equipment. Like it would just, the equipment they put out, it would just update it. Because, you get computer stuff, they get end of life and you got to buy something.
God. I've got my mom bought a laptop 2 years ago. She's probably used it 3 times. But I don't even know if that thing could handle some of the speeds, like I said, it's at now.
Well, that's the thing. The biggest holdback today is not the connections, it's the equipment.
Yeah.
So
and that's the same thing we were talking about earlier, that there's 5 generations ahead.
That's right.
Microchips, they got better microchips than what they put in our stuff now.
Well, I mean, think about it like this. Look what Apple did. And I ain't Apple fanboy, I'm just saying they did. They used Intel chips forever. And 10 years ago, they started working on their own. And 3 years ago, introduced it. And now you can't buy an Apple product that's got Intel in it. Not new. And
that's right.
and they are the fastest. There's nothing that'll compete with them. Nothing.
Yeah, Samsung doesn't use Intel either. I mean,
they make their own. They do. I don't.
Well, it's I can tell you what it was. I could look it up, but and it's really fast. I have no problems with mine. Unfortunately, I have two phones. I have my work phone that's an Apple.
Yep.
Because I can link in with the calendar.
That's
at work,
right. That's right.
And I can add something on my phone. And it automatically goes to
it's
work.
It's all synced up. Yep.
And Mr. Larry and everybody knows what's going on. And I had a way to do it with my Android, like this sync thing, but it started making everything on the calendar disappear except for what I had just put in.
That's right.
Let me tell you what, I thought I had erased a year's worth of calendar stuff, and I have, Googled how to backdate it to refresh it, and we had to go back in and say, all right, and go back to this date, for everything. And man, we almost lost. I mean, we wouldn't have known what was on that calendar for the rest of the year. You know how scary that was? So that's when I went and got an iPhone for work.
Oof. Well, listen, I can tell you, and Mark the Shark can tell you, you can't, you got to know what you're doing to intertwine those two systems.
Oh, yeah.
Because otherwise, you can, like, not even meaning to. But what makes sense for Windows doesn't make sense on Apple. And what makes sense on Apple doesn't make sense on Windows.
And just ask, would you like to sync calendar? Well, yeah, I want to sync my calendar. Whatever.
But I want to sync all of it.
Yeah, I don't want my calendar to be the main calendar.
Right.
I want just to add this.
Sure.
So I went and got an iPhone and just, and I have a little bag, that I carry to work with me with all my, stuff in it. And I just throw that phone in there. And when I need it, I get it out and use it and then throw it back in it.
Yep.
It doesn't have Facebook. It doesn't have it has 0 things downloaded on it.
It's just for work.
It's just work.
Yeah, that's it.
No, and I don't do a thing else with it.
Well, I will say this. You got, everybody's got their own favorites and all that kind of stuff, and to each his own. I get it. But like we were talking about earlier, there's some, like, Android does some things good. Apple does something. I mean, it right. Really is just kind of what you want to, what you like. I know people that will tell you they would never even look at something Apple because they're so immersed in Android.
And a lot of times I think it has to do with just whatever the operating system that you're used to using.
Look at that. Now that's speaking truth right there, Sherry. Sherry said her work Lenovo laptop, $300 at Walmart, has the same gaming hardware as Garrett's $1,500 laptop. I mean, it's like that's the truth. I mean, good morning, Chevy Ann.
It's crazy technology, and like I said, we talked about it. They have 5 generations of iPhones and Samsungs ahead, and they just trickle it out to keep consumers, it's the newest phone, I got to get it, because everybody, vain, I guess, and which I can't say nothing, I don't have the newest Samsung, but the one right, before it.
Well, I can tell you this, everything I know about these new Samsungs, that people rave about the cameras.
Oh, yeah.
So, I know people love, like you were talking about, you took some great pictures.
I have the Ultra, and I have the 100x zoom, and you can be videoing stuff and, tap it and take a picture, while you're in the video and stuff. I mean, it records in 8K.
The phone?
Yeah.
Listen, I bet that eats some battery up, don't it? I mean, listen, here's my thing.
4K anymore. I mean,
here's my thing. An 8K display right now, I ain't talking about a cheap Hisense one.
Oh, yeah.
A real 8K display gonna cost you $20,000.
I mean, those things, I love to walk into Best Buy and just walk over there and see the newest and greatest.
Well, and let me tell you
the
this.
difference at Best Buy, most people don't even understand. Like there'll be a TV that's like, oh, I get a 55-inch at Walmart, for $175.
That's right.
It's a Series 3. You go to Best Buy and they're like a Series 8.
That's right. And there's a difference.
And oh gosh,
there's a huge difference.
Why is that $2,500 when I can buy this? And then you sit there and look at it for a minute. You're like, okay.
No, that's why. Yeah,
I see the difference.
Well, and let me tell you this: there's a lot of people out there that they can't look at it and see the difference, and I get that, and that's where the $175, 55. That's great. That's a great deal. Yeah, that's because there are people out there that they can't see that difference. It doesn't matter. But if you tried to tell me that I had to watch standard definition videos for the rest of my life, I'd be out. I couldn't.
Why would you? And I've gone over people's house that don't understand settings, and you go and you're like, oh yeah, it's a big old TV and picture's okay, and they'll turn their head and I'll grab their remote and I go in their settings, and they just got it, on the default standard.
Yeah.
They don't have it on dynamic or
nothing.
Theatrical, nothing. I was just like, you could change this, right? And but and don't buy Black Friday TVs, because basically, from my understanding, all they do is they're all refurbs. Basically, they take all the TVs that have different parts that are broken, and they put them back together, and then that's why they sell them for $175. It's just, you're gonna have problems with it sooner or later. It's gonna
die. For a fact. Let me ask you this: what do you think all these shark bites are all about? All these people getting, I'm reading right here, teen bitten in 4th shark attack in a week at Florida, at a Florida beach. This was a 14-year-old boy from Missouri. This one happened in Volusia. This is a 4th shark attack in Volusia County in the span of a week.
Well, I tell you what, there's certain places that if you get in the water, then you're just like maybe an idiot.
Maybe. Listen, I've got like what?
Okay, what is on the east? Yeah, the east coast of Florida.
Oh, you talking about the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah, there's a beach over there. It starts with an M. It'll come to me as soon as we get done. But it's a shark capital. Shark bite capital of the world.
Well, Volusia, it's in Volusia County. I can't. What is the name of? I was hoping they'd have it right here. Let's see.
With an M.
Let's see where it says. He was standing in knee-deep water in Daytona Beach shores when the shark bit his left foot. I was trying to think if it said.
And why people get in there, because it's one of the only places that has good surf. So a ton of surfers go over there, and a ton of surfers get bit.
The Volusia County, Florida, is unofficially dubbed the shark bite capital of the world. The International Shark Attack File has recorded 351 unprovoked attacks in Volusia County, Florida, far more than any other county in Florida and more than any other single state in the U.S.
So I don't even understand that. Unprovoked. Okay, you're in the water.
Yeah.
Ain't that provoking?
Listen, you're in there.
How many what are you, all right, if you're provoked,
listen,
are you out there with like a ham hock?
Yeah.
Splashing it around in the water?
You were in there, they're the apex predator. You are in their deal. Okay, you are not in your element. You're in their element.
Every shark attack is a provoked to me, because you're out there splashing around.
Yeah. What do you think was going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now.
What was the year? There was another year when I lived down in Orange Beach. It was called the Year of the Shark or something. And up and down from Pensacola
to Destin,
Panama City, basically. Tons of shark attacks, couple of deaths.
Look, I'm telling you, I have always been of the opinion that if I cannot see my feet, which means the water be about my ankles, I ain't going no further.
I can remember going out to Pensacola Beach and swimming out to the second sandbar.
I can too.
And laughing and looking down in the water as the little sandbar sharks were bumping into you and swimming around. And you just like, oh, it's a little sandbar.
Yeah, but I think when you're young like that, you're just crazy enough not to care.
Yeah.
I mean, you know?
You're like, oh, it's just a sandbar shark.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? That thing will still bite you.
Yeah. I mean,
might not kill you, but it certainly maim the hell out
Tim
of you.
Cook's right. Bait. That's a fact.
You know, that's the same as you know, calamari to me. Squid, that's bait.
Yeah. When you're in their house and they get hungry, it's free food. That's what Earl said. That's true.
And it is. You know, and for years, there's just more people in the water. And that is true, but I mean, there's not that many people different in the water. Every year, there's millions of people in the water.
I mean, here's my thing. If you see a big hornet's nest, are you going to go and get in the vicinity of that hornet's nest? No, not the average sane person. Okay. I kind of feel the same way about the beach. You know, all you got to do is look on the news. You know what's swimming up and down those beaches. Why take the chance? And I'm just telling you, I mean,
there's some websites, some like drones that like fly at the beach every day. I think that, you know, you probably wouldn't want to watch it very much because then you would realize.
Well, I can tell you what it did for me. It broke me. I flew down in a helicopter from Pensacola Beach to basically past Destin and back to the Destin airport. And we started counting sharks when we got to Pensacola Beach. And by the time we made it between Navarre and Pensacola Beach, we quit counting because we'd already counted 100.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. 75% of them were within 10 to 12 yards off of the beach. That far.
And people think, you know, I mean, how many shark bites do you really hear of at the second sandbar? Not too many.
It's always up there.
It's always, well, I was only in waist deep water.
Yeah.
Well, that's where the bait fish are. So
right.
That's where the shark is going to be.
That's right.
I mean, they're all surprised that it's right there at the shore.
She said it. She just said it's that time of year the fish they eat are closer to the shore.
Yeah.
That's just a fact. I mean, taste the water. If it's salty, there are sharks. If it's fresh, there are alligators. Hey, you know, that's a great way to put it.
I saw a TikTok.
That's a litmus test that works every time.
This lady was like, you know, down here in Louisiana, here's an easy way to tell if there's an alligator in the water. And she went down and touched water and said, yeah, it's wet. There's an alligator in there.
Well, that's the truth down there, too. Right.
In Florida, too. I lived in Orlando. Every golf course, you had to pay attention when you were standing by the water. Look behind you. Because you wouldn't believe how many golf courses had. I ain't talking about little alligators.
Oh.
10, 12.
You ever been to Hilton Head?
I have not.
Okay, I went 30 years ago.
Yeah.
I've never seen alligators this size sitting on the golf course.
Yeah.
12,
14.
To 12, 13, 14 footer. Hey, you get from me to YouTube, they don't move. I guess they're so used to people.
Yeah.
They just don't move. They look like they're.
You know it's moving? My heart rate.
That's right. I know this. You could probably speak to this some. Have you seen where after 67 years, Hazel's Nook in Gulf Shores breakfast and lunch spot is going out of business?
Wow.
Is that crazy?
I cannot even tell you, living in Orange Beach, Gulf Shores for 8 years, how many times I have had breakfast hungover.
Man.
At Hazel's Nook.
Man. I know how many times I've been with you there.
And it was usually. Hazel's
has been a Gulf Shores landmark since 1957. It says the restaurant's last day of business will be Monday, July 15th. It did not give a reason for the closing. And they're trying to find out more about it.
Man, that's crazy. You know, it's harder and harder. Let me tell you what, for restaurants, you know, the profit margin for the effort and the time and the money you put into it are not great. You just have to really love food and really love taking care of people because, there are certain things that have great profit margins on your menu. Chicken fingers, yeah, that's a good profit margin. But it evens out because the steak right now, because you couldn't charge what you needed to for steak. I mean, 3 years ago, you could get ribeye for $8.99 a pound. Now it's $13, $14.
It's just crazy.
If you want a really good piece of meat, $15.99 a pound. So and it has 20% waste when you trim it off.
Yep.
So then that's going to take it. Add that 20% back onto that cost. Then you're talking about $17.99 a pound, and I sell a 16-ounce ribeye down there for $30.99.
Yep.
So. You're talking 45-50% food cost when national average, what you need to run food cost is 32%.
Right.
And you've got a 45-50% food cost.
And I saw, I was reading an article a couple of nights ago talking about this very thing, and that, the cost of food going up as fast as it did, and restaurant like yourself trying not to, as much as you can pass that on. But I mean, at some point you get to the point where it's either I got to pass it on or go out of business.
That's right. Because when you decide not to pass it on, all that is taking $1 away from the bottom line.
And here's the thing: when profit margins are as slim as they are, every dollar counts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You burn a rack. Things happen. Somebody forgets to turn a timer on or something, and ribs get overcooked, and it's not where you have to put them on the buffet rather than sell them for what you should. Your profit margin goes to, because it's not just the food costs. I mean, labor is outrageous. Insurance, man, about insurance. Our liquor insurance went from 6-7 years ago was $1,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we paid $2,300. And we don't sell a lot of alcohol.
I was going to say, I'm going to say this: if you sell a lot, you can make that up.
Yeah,
but you got to sell a lot.
Yeah, we run it as a little family restaurant, so people aren't in there drinking and
carrying on,
yeah. and really getting after it. So you got $6,000 wrapped up in licensing and insurance and all that. Well, you got to sell a lot of alcohol to make up for that. And there's been times where it's like, wow, is this really even worth it to even have? But almost if you don't have it, you're going to lose so many of the customers, because hey, I'm out for dinner and I want to drink.
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. It's something you got to have, but it's not something that y'all are sitting there.
We don't have a bartender,
right? That's what I mean. You're not pushing it.
That's right. We got several servers.
You scratch your head when you go, okay, I just paid $2,300 for a insurance. Now I ain't counting the license and all of those stuff. No. That's just insurance for the year.
I mean, it's nuts. And then you got license for the state, license for the federal, and I mean it's. They license you to death. Like I said, you have $4,500 to $5,000 tied up, every year before you buy a single thing, and it's like, man, is that really even worth it? But you got to have it, and I probably bartend as many weddings and things as parties than anybody, because this long in the business, I've learned to sling drinks, I know what most drinks are, and
know what goes with what.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I
don't know how to pair anything with anything. I can tell you what goes good with a good cigar, but that's about it.
Well,
I'm not a wine drinker though, so I don't.
And I was blessed to work at Fleming's, where we had 100 wines by the glass, and then 100 wines on reserve. And because they were such a big company and bought so much wines, they come in and give you free tastings. And I go to some of those wine tastings and get to try a bottle of wine that there's no way I would ever, be able to taste there was this one. It was a Sunburst. It was a 50th edition of a Schaefer Hillside Select, and it rated 100 in the Wine Spectator. So I was like, gosh, I'd love to, a taste of that. How much is that Magnum there? Yeah. Oh, it's $685. And that was the cost. Yeah. So that means that you would have to charge like $1,800 for that. And
there's people paying it.
Oh, yeah.
Left and right. Oh, yeah.
Didn't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, because it was 100 on a Wine Spectator. And the 50th, edition, so they took all their best grapes and made this Sunburst, it's great wine, whatever.
But it's still wine.
And I did, the person who bought it the most, no one will ever, was this orthopedic guy up there. He came in all the time, but he also had, carbon fiber, Audi.
Yeah, he wasn't hurting. Yeah. So, man, I want to switch gears with you for a second. Are you an Amazon Prime member?
I am.
So, Prime Day's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get in on some of that when it happens?
I look.
They normally have some pretty decent deals if you what they have if you need. But I just know it's coming up in let's see, was it 15th or 16th? I think it is. But you can buy on Prime Day the set of Apple AirPods 2 for $69. Oh, that's strong.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
No, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
I mean, there's all kind of stuff they have, but you want to check out like this Beats Solo 3 headphones, Bluetooth. They are $119. Normally $219.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for some deals, Prime Day is coming.
Hey.
And
might as well use it.
Yeah, I mean, you might
quit using it. What's crazy is I guess they linked up like Alexa and all that. Is that all going through Amazon?
Every bit of it. Oh, that's Amazon.
Yeah,
every bit of it.
Yeah, for some reason I thought Alexa was like Google or something.
Alexa is all Amazon.
Because like Mom has, we got Mom one, and like it made a suggestion one day, would you like to listen to a book? And she's like, yeah, I'll listen to a book, and next you know, she signed up, for, Audible or something, whatever their Amazon book club is. And she's like, I don't even remember, I didn't even really say anything besides, I'd like to listen to a book, and it had me signed up and had me charged every month. I didn't know what was going on.
What's up, Danny Rowland? Earl said we need to start opening the Hourglass with a band from 7 to 10. Have a bar in there. The problem is that they pretty much booked every weekend, aren't they?
Well, certain times of the year it is, and we do have some music, and sad to say, when we do have music down there, the turnout's not great. 50 people is a good time, but it's not a turnout when you're having to pay $600 sometimes for the artist, or maybe some more, because we've had some big artists down there before. A few years ago we had Ashton Shepherd, and at the time she was pretty big on the country chart, and that was a chunk of change, and I didn't think very many people showed up for that.
But here's the thing, I think that where to have somebody like that come in, like, you need to have not just one. You need to have, 3 or 4 different kind of acts, okay? Or just bring a cover band in. You know what I'm saying? Because a cover band is going to be able to cater to most any crowd.
That's right.
Especially a good cover band. The Tip Tops.
Mr. Larry, that if you just bring in, a couple of guys and they're all singing sappy old country, well, you've cut half the community up. So, and that's the way I look at kind of demographics. You got to get somebody in there that's going to, like I said, cover everybody. Everybody wants to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you.
That's right. I'm trying to do a Halloween party, and I want to do a 80s theme, Halloween party, costume thing, give away and do like old school hip hop or something, because we were listening to some, like the other day, listening to some music from the 80s, because some of these kids are, at work, and some of their music I can't even understand. I was like, do you know this person? And they're like, who is that? I was like, that's who came up with, like, you don't even know who Run DMC is. It's like, I should slap you, and they don't know. So we started playing some of, our 80s, some of our, original rap and hip hop, and everybody was having a good time. It's like, it don't matter who you are, what you are. Some of that music, just everybody's going to have a good time. And some of that 80s, I was like, let's have an 80s Halloween party then.
Man, like 80s hair bands? Let me tell you something. I love that music. Grew up listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
Still love it. Yeah. So, I mean.
Yeah, I brought Europe, the Final Countdown was one of the albums I brought.
Oh, man. I'm telling you, nothing from that era. I love it. So, Sherry, I love what Sherry said. Sherry said, do a battle of the bands, local bands. Charge them an entry fee and give them a prize for People's Choice. Charge a cover charge. That's a good idea.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Hot Rod, bring in Night Danger. Let's bring them. Get them back together, Hot Rod. That's all you got to do. Get them back together. Well, look, Chef Adam.
It's already that time?
It's that time, man. We're going,
it just flies.
It does when you're having a good time. And, of course, I get on start talking about music and stuff. And the next thing I know, we
I don't know if we covered any topics or anything that anybody
Well, I'll tell you this. Let me do this. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank all of our people that help make this possible on most mornings. Obviously, Chef Adam, Larry Murphy down at Camp 31, Josh Godwin, the fine folks at Dave's Catfish and Popeyes, Winston Lindsay.
That's right.
Great man. Mr. Winston and Stokes Jennings out of Lives Southern Homes, and Chip Peach and the Colonel at Peach Ford, Peach Chevrolet. Had a great time this morning. Thank you for coming in, Chef Adam.
My pleasure. Hurry up and get Firehouse here, Josh.
Listen, and I always forget Provalis only because there's so much tech involved. And one thing, Will Ruzick as well. Get that fire. I don't think it's Josh. I think
he said it's all Walmart.
Yeah, I think they're giving. Yeah, so all right, man. Enjoyed it. Good to see you.
We'll see you again soon.
Yep. Maybe do it again tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.
Bye, Dirty 30.
See you next time.